Honestly, a tough loss for us to handle, one that we thought with 30 seconds to go, you're up, and just got to inbound the ball to give yourself a chance to win the game, and we're unable to do so. So that's extremely frustrating. I thought all game long we didn't have quite the same urgency or energy that we've had in our last 2 games, and that's why you come up 1 point short. So talked in the locker room about kind of remaining humble and continuing to try and do the right things, or the game will humble you. And obviously guys were upset to lose that game when we thought we had it in hand, and we got to learn from that and grow.
During that first half, especially during that 11-0 run, it seems like it was those gritty plays that you've always talked about that really got the guys going. And then the second half seemed like it was the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, it just our energy level ebbed and flowed all night. We were up 24-15, and then it's 25-24. And it's like, what are we doing? We can't match up in transition. Donlin gets 3 clean looks in transition because guys are jogging back. It's stuff that if you're engaged and you want to win the game, you just take care of. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in a dogfight because you don't take care of some of those things. And credit Youngstown State, they've had some really good wins. Don't get me wrong. But that was a game that I thought we should have been able to control from the start and play all the way through. But first play of the game, we're late on a footstep on a screen, and we give Donlin wide open 3. It's like, guard that for 3 days, guys. How ready are you to play if that's what's happening on play 1? And there was a lot of mental errors that we had throughout the course of the game. Everybody on the bench is begging guys to play harder, to give more, to be in the stands, to do all the things that it takes to win the game. And Youngstown State probably deserved to win the game. They were playing obviously without their leading scorer, and they stayed together, and they continued to grind and continued to make plays and came out on top.
What did you need guys to do to be able to actually limit those looks for Donlin?
It was just kind of follow our defensive formula. Guys decided they didn't want to footstep screens. If you footstep, sometimes it's harder for him to raise up and shoot. You got to run him off the screen, obviously, or run him off the 3-point line. Matching in transition, that's a start. And a lot of times it was some of our veteran guys. So it just kind of shows that maybe they weren't quite as engaged as they needed to be to give him some of the looks that he got. Whether it was Aaron, whether it was Billy, whether it was Isaiah. You got to follow our formula and do the job that we're asking you to do in order for us to win the game. And those guys are supposed to set the tone for everybody else to do the right things. And when they're not maybe handling business the way they're supposed to, it just trickles down.
From your vantage point, what happened on the inbounds?
I thought that Isaiah was open for a split second, and then kind of the Youngstown State guy just was more aggressive to the basketball. And I don't know if he was completely wide open, but I think if we go back and look, we probably needed a much harder, more aggressive cut there to get him the ball, so that they could have fouled and we would have been able to hopefully ice the game. Maybe we Aaron maybe should have called timeout there, so we could have kind of reset some stuff. But we just weren't aggressive enough on our cut.
He hasn't gotten a lot of shots, but any idea maybe what's bothering Matty with his shot?
He's been getting some shots. I just I'm not sure. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or, but everyone's kind of remaining. He's on the floor. We're asking him to compete and play. He's been coming down and getting a bunch of extra shots for the last week or so, and we got to stay with that, and hopefully they'll start falling for him in the game.
Aaron was able to get a double-double, really crash the boards tonight. What did you see out of him early that thought maybe he could really take advantage of that aspect of the floor?
Well, I mean, some of that was through scouting, where we thought guys could get on the glass. Obviously, him and Deshaun, who were, energetic for most of the game, were able to get some offensive rebounds. We need some other guys to get involved in that, whether it's, Billy or Braden. Those guys played 17 and 14 minutes and combined for 1 offensive rebound. Somehow, Deshaun can get 3 of them in 20 minutes, and 2 of our front court guys, can't really get any. And again, sometimes that's your urgency level and your energy level, right? Getting on that offensive glass is just desire to go get it. It's not really a specific skill other than want to. And Aaron has been doing a great job of getting on the glass and making a lot of winning plays for us. And he kind of, a couple times when our offense was stagnant, was able to kind of get us a couple layups that gave us some life. And he's got to continue to do so.
Speaking of Deshaun, good to see out of a young guy hit 2 pretty good clutch layups there.
Yeah, they had a really good game, you know, and you know, he's got to stay consistent and build on that. And you know, the more often he can do that, the more trust, you know, we'll have in him, and the more opportunity that he will get. And something we mentioned to the rest of our other guys, you know, if you know the opportunity you get to go on the floor, if you're making productive plays, you'll stay in the game longer. And obviously he was doing that, and you know, played more minutes.